Billy Corben is coming in, and I have some questions.
Yeah.
Screwball is the new film that Billy Corben, of course, we know him from Cocaine Cowboys and The U and all kinds of stuff. But I saw the trailer for this Screwball movie. Is this a 90-minute film about Alex Rodriguez doing steroids?
No.
Okay, because that's how I advertised it before breaking.
It's not.
I apologize.
It's not that at all.
Then I apologize.
I didn't know you were going to have the sexiest son of a bitch in comedy here.
What do you mean? I've been here every day. Cut it out, Jim.
Jimmy! Give me those elbows.
I didn't recognize Berto. I've never seen his eyes. I'm always looking at his nipples.
Thank you, Billy.
And I just saw Riff Raff in the lobby making me the third most famous Floridian in the building.
Oh, yeah.
A distant third.
Who's
a distant
Riff Raff?
third.
Oh, my God.
Great rapper, Riff Raff.
He's fascinating.
Oh, I saw that guy. He had a giant bodyguard with him out there. Okay.
Love that guy.
Yeah?
Oh, he's the greatest.
He is the great. He is. That is what he is.
He's the greatest.
Forget Muhammad Ali. Riff Raff is the greatest.
So this is not just because I watched like the I've only seen the preview clip of it.
Yeah.
And immediately I'm going like it's a guy and he goes, I went to I went to this room and it was gonna be somebody and this guy says, Alex Rodriguez opens the door, and he said, who Pedro was it? Who's the other player that he referenced?
Manny Ramirez.
He goes, I want whatever you gave Manny.
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh boy, this doesn't look good for A-Rod right now. And then I clicked the link for the screening, and the poster is just a picture of A-Rod.
Yeah, that's not really the poster.
I was like, oh,
yeah, we're just exploiting him for ticket sales. Is really the truth.
I was like, this guy's trying to do Shark Tank and whatnot, and it's like, hey, by the way, don't forget about all the steroids he did.
Spoiler alert: he did like a lot of steroids.
He did.
I'm just telling you
For real?
now, and
For real?
like totes.
Will it keep him out of the Hall of Fame or no?
It certainly hasn't kept him out of J-Lo. So, I mean, or that's how my mom knows him. She's like, A-Rod? She goes, you mean J-Lo's boyfriend? I'm like, yeah, that guy,
That's
Mom.
the guy.
Yeah, it's amazing the resurgence he's had. Bless his heart. I mean, like, he was never really loved when he played ball, and now he's like this beloved.
Then again, he was banging Madonna back then, too. He's all cock, A-Rod.
He's always been all cock. That's true.
Yeah.
Yes,
But you're right about this. He didn't have fan support when he was playing ball, but now he comes across as a nice guy as a broadcaster, and everybody loves him. But then this Screwball movie comes out. It reminds everybody of the old. That's like, I forgot we hate him because he did all those steroids.
Wait, what's your movie about?
A-Rod doing steroids.
It's about 90 minutes. It's actually.
Oh, he's pop locking.
Oh, now.
The highest paid baseball player of all time was essentially brought down. Well, his career ended, I should say, because he was not brought down. His career ended over a $4,000 debt between a fake doctor, coke-addicted doctor, and his tanorexic steroid patient, this whistleblower who stole the medical records from the clinic just to nail this fake doctor because he was upset at the fake doctor, went to the Miami New Times with it, they blew it up like Watergate, and Alex, as it turns out, was just collateral damage in that whole like Florida fucking
that guy
scandal.
wanted revenge on the doctor.
Absolutely.
And the doctor used A-Rod's real name like a dope in his records.
Yeah, well, you used a code name. A-Rod in the records.
Then he used his full government name. That'd be crazy.
Actually, to tell you the truth, if he had just written Alex Rodriguez, no one would have known. In
That's what I was
Miami,
about to say.
Miami, there's 8 million Alex Rodriguez's in town. But no, that's the thing. Is like it's like this sort of like Elmore Leonard Coen Brothers esque Florida fuckery tale. You know,
That's
that's
what I love
it
about.
is.
That's what I love about Florida is that fuckery. It's this weird. I always say that to people. They go, "Was Florida different than other places?" And I go, "Dude, growing up, I knew 2 dudes without tongues." Like
2?
Yeah. Tongueless breath.
Terrible pussy eater 1 and terrible pussy eater 2.
But yeah, I love that fucking craziness that Florida has.
That's why everybody's like all upset about the election. I'm like, listen, it went well all over the country, but if Florida didn't Florida, I wouldn't have a career. You know, like
That's
Florida's
true.
I mean, there's this famous saying I love that says, LA is where you go when you want to be somebody. New York is where you go when you are somebody, and Miami's where you go when you want to be somebody else.
Right.
And it's always been a sunny place for shady people, and that's all of Florida.
So do you sit there, right? Because clearly you love telling stories about Florida. Clearly,
it's a problem.
Clearly you
that I
love
have.
telling stories about sports. Clearly you love telling stories about drugs. When you find this story, and you're like, are you telling me that in Florida, a guy was buying drugs to help him with sports, and nobody's done this movie?
Yeah,
I mean, this is perfect.
And this was always on our radar when it first broke in 2013. In fact, Alex came to us and invited us to a meeting in about November of 2013. He was right in the midst of the arbitration here, and he was taking a break, and he has an office in Coral Gables. So a mutual friend hits me up, says, Alex wants to meet with you. He has an office in Coral Gables. So I figure we're going to get together on the down low, right? This is going to be like a secret meeting. He wants to pitch us, whatever. So he says he wants to meet you high noon at Hillstones for lunch. And if ever there's a power lunch spot in Coral Gables, Florida, it is this place. And if there's any place I'm going to get recognized, like from the 30 for 30 stuff, it's 2 miles from the University of Miami campus. So we go to this meeting. This place has this open floor plan. So everybody from the street can see the back of the kitchen and all, and all the way through. And they take us to Alex Rodriguez's table, which is the center of the back wall, which is on an elevated platform, this back wall of booths. And we walk right down the middle aisle and get delivered to Alex. And my icebreaker was, so who's going to call page 6, you or us? Sure as shit, 2 weeks later, it was in page 6. And we were just like a pawn in his game with Bud Selig. And
what was he pitching you? Like, what was the meeting about?
I'm going to tell my side of the story. I'm going to blow this thing wide open. We sat there for an hour and a half, and he just lied to us. I mean,
about what?
About everything. I mean, but you have to remember, that's the
Did he admit that he did steroids to you?
Fuck no. I mean, no. He was.
But he did.
Oh, totally did. My producing partner, Alfred Spellman, who's a degenerate baseball fan, I'm listening to Alex, and I leave, and I turn to Alfred. I say, you know what? He made a lot of good points. Like, this guy made sense. He's pretty persuasive. Alfred goes, he's totally full of shit. Everything he said other than I'm Alex was a lie. Okay,
and even that might be fake. Guy who had no jokes prepared. I just jumped in and said that.
Yeah, his name
I
is
had nothing. It is. I just wanted the timing of a good joke.
What is it with these athletes? I'm listening to the Aaron Hernandez podcast.
Speaking of Florida.
Well, I don't think he's going to have a lot more coming out. Oh, wrong Aaron Hernandez.
No, that's the right one.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
He pre-recorded a bunch?
Oh, no, it's about him.
Oh, I misunderstood.
Yeah, what is he, Tupac? It's not like a posthumous record.
Yeah, I got a great date today. I ordered dishwashing detergent. Oh, boy, that's going all over the floor. Slippy, slimy.
That's so specific.
Yep.
I just listened to the part where he killed himself.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's fucking really specific, Jim.
Go Gators.
Yeah, but what's wrong with these guys that, like, I feel like in this business we run into a lot of narcissists, but the level of narcissism...
I've said the same thing many times.
No
kidding. See, I was just being narcissistic, making it about me. You weren't talking about me. Go on now. Talk, Bert. I'm sorry.
The level of narcissism in sports is fucking ungodly.
Yeah.
That's really the terrible message of this movie. It's like it's about the what I call the new core American values, because the way Major League Baseball carried on, I mean, Alex is an eccentric millionaire, but they were like eccentric billionaires.
Right.
And Major League Baseball, they had this internal FBI, like their own investigation
Female
service.
body inspectors?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And in fact, one of these guys
That was fucking horrible.
I can't help it.
He went and slept with one of the nurses at the Biogenesis steroid clinic. One of these guys. So you're not wrong.
Oh my
about
God.
that. And they went down. They had.
You ever have one of those T-shirts that said FBI on it?
Where do you think I got my joke from?
Yeah.
From your T-shirt?
The amount of laughs I get from that shirt.
That's
And
awesome.
let me tell you something. Tell me I didn't have a fucking visual of Jim Norton by himself in Daytona with an FBI shirt on.
Absolutely.
With his hair, with his cowlick.
Yeah.
Hooters shorts on or something.
Yeah, no, and my fucking and my green or red visor hat keep the sun out of my eyes.
I like that you put him in Daytona, but driving on the beach, just disgusting. Just disgusting.
Yeah, I'm a gym rat.
Jesus.
So is Alex psyched about the movie?
I would hope so. Well, you see, we had this unique problem because, normally we make a sports documentary, you interview some athletes, you interview coaches, and then you use a bunch of game footage. So all of this shady shit happened in locker rooms, in hotel rooms, at Live nightclub in Miami Beach. Nothing happened. There's no B-roll,
no video
or footage.
of it.
Right. So what we realized we needed to do recreations. So we had to hire actors to recreate these scenes, and we did it drunk history style, where they lip sync the interview, the interview dialogue, and the actors are all 8 years old.
Smart.
Wow.
With facial hair and Yankees pinstripe uniforms.
Oh, that's
and
great. That's
lab
so funny,
coats
yeah.
and stethoscopes, but they're all 8 years old.
That's great. I love it.
It's called Screwball. We had to do that.
Yeah.
But is the culture of winning part of the problem, where we're so driven to win?
That's actually a great question.
Yeah, really.
Jim's
I was
medicated.
floored. I was
medicated
floored.
Jimmy.
Yeah,
I was like,
Jim's
that was
a little
real-
medicated
That was a
right
real
now, but
question.
yeah.
Oh shit! I don't know what to do now.
It's actually not a real question. You do not have to.
No. If you try to answer that question, I'll throw coffee on your phone.
Yeah. Now, I would imagine, though, the legal process in getting a film like this made, because you're taking a lot of things getting thrown about that if they weren't true, people would love to sue over,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
So I would imagine that you would have to double check, triple check, run it through 150,000
Being
lawyers.
vetted. Hope you have good E&O insurance.
And we do. We got 2 E&O policies just in case. But no, we were, and these were wildly litigious people involved. And like I said, you
Right.
got billionaires in MLB, you've got a millionaire in Alex Rodriguez, and a lot of them acted a fool during this whole situation. Alex spent millions of dollars hiring private investigators, paying off witnesses, buying stolen.
He paid off witnesses?
Absolutely. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
And he tried to send Tony Bosch, the fake doctor, to Colombia just to lie low for a while till the whole thing blew over. And so, really, like the message of the movie is, when we were kids, it was like be honesty, integrity, do unto others as you'd have done to you. And now it's like lie, cheat, and steal. And you win, and that's like the message that MLB sends and A-Rod sends, and here I call them the new American values: lie, cheat, and steal, and get ahead.
So you didn't have Major League Baseball's cooperation on this project?
No, wait till you see baby Bob Manfred, though. Baby Bob Manfred is hilarious. We have a baby Manny Ramirez, a baby Alex Rodriguez.
Oh, this is great.
It's pretty wild, and I hope everybody sees
What
it.
an interesting way to do it too, and that makes me want to watch it. Just that little kids are mouthing real interview quotes.
Yeah. And the story's dumb. That's the thing too. Is like the story is so ridiculous. Like what happened here is just so absurd that it's like it needed to be treated with like that level of I don't even know what the absurdity, I suppose.
Sure.
But
Did anybody try to
disrespect?
Did it?
Maybe.
Disrespect is good.
Have
I'm
you had
still
any
stuck
legal
on
threats?
the fact that I want to be paid to lay low.
You love to be that guy in
Someone
Colombia.
said, "Hey man, I need you to go to Colombia and lay low." I'd be like,
Yeah.
"I'm good at laying low."
And by the way, if someone sends you to Colombia to lay low, they're sending you to Colombia to be killed. It's like that final thing that fucking Ray Liotta was going to go on in Goodfellas.
Yeah.
I need you to do this thing in Florida, and he would be killed. That's what it was. Go lay low in Colombia. That's a safe
It's
place.
a weird place to
Yeah.
pick to lay
Yeah.
low.
Here's a money hat. Go ahead, stand in fucking Medellin, Colombia, and see if anybody fucking decapitates you.
Money hat.
Here's a gold watch. Go to Cali.
Did anybody try to stop you from making the movie?
Not yet, but nobody's seen it yet. It
But none
premieres
of
Saturday.
when people found out that it was in production, like none of the power players, none of the Major League Baseball, nobody was like, "Hey, buddy."
We did it real quiet.
You did?
Yeah, but it was funny, though. We were running around Miami with a bunch of 8-year-olds dressed like adults with facial hair and cop uniforms and
But
stuff.
that's Miami. No, everybody's
no,
fine with
yeah.
that.
That looked perfectly normal. That's the thing about Miami.
They probably said OIFF.
Yeah.
What does that
Why does
stand
that
for?
mean?
Only in Florida, folks. I just made that up. I wanted to catch on. Spread that.
You guys are from Florida. Is that potential? Does that have potential to catch on or
Oh, bro.
OIFF?
OIFF.
What's the last F stand for?
Folks. You know?
Really what
applies
drives
to
it home.
everybody.
Yep,
folks.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
The
good
last
stuff.
F can stand for other things.
Put that on a tank top for me for spring break.
Yeah.
Daytona.
This is gonna be the greatest summer ever.
I would, because Cooking Cowboys was so good. I would absolutely watch this. I love the direction you're going with.
Did
that.
you ever see his movie about the date rape at Florida? Or was it at Florida?
Boy, you just brought their show to a screeching halt.
No, that was a fucking
Yeah, that's tough.
amazing.
Thank
What
you.
was it called?
That was our first doc, Raw Deal: A Question of Consent. We went to Sundance with it, no one. Yeah, that was a wild
Dude,
movie.
it is. You sent me the screener.
I
guess.
did.
Oh fuck! It is fascinating because people watch this. They have videotape of this guy raping a girl,
Allegedly.
but people watch it differently. It's almost like the brown dress, blue dress. Like people see it and go, "No, that's fine," and then other people go, "That's rape." It's amazing.
What'd the guy and the girl say?
It's way too complicated.
Oh, okay. I would
Send Jim a screener of
I
it.
will.
Dude,
I will.
it's such a good fucking movie.
I guess
Thank
I
Is
just
it out
I'll just
now?
sit
I
here
mean,
with
is there anywhere
my
else I can
thumb
see
up
it or
my
no?
ass, I guess.
No.
No, you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
see it.
Yeah, I
You
guess I'll
can't see
just
it.
speak for Jim then. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I'll come in
Yeah.
and tell you what I saw.
okay. That'd be good.
It'll be watermarked.
Jim
it's not,
only.
it's not out yet?
No, it
Came out in 2001.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
well,
what I'm saying. He said a screener, so I'm saying, can I see it anywhere else?
No, you can't. You literally
can't.
can see it. It's so explicit. Nobody would release it. The Brits,
Really?
The Brits showed it on television on Channel 4 in the UK. But in
Wow.
the US, nobody wanted to show it.
Is it because you used the footage?
We use the footage and we don't censor the footage either. It's important for the audience to see. I mean, Brooke could tell you like exactly what went down.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would love to. Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah,
'Cause,
we do not do recreations with children in that one.
No, probably best not
we don't, and no cocaine cow babies either.
Dude, all your
we're
movies are great.
Thank
All
you.
your movies are fucking phenomenal.
How
I mean-
quickly, once one is done, like, do you start working on the next one, or do you have multiple things going on all at the same time?
Used to be like when we were, young independent filmmakers, we'd do one thing at a time. It would take years, to do something like Cocaine Cowboys and get it out. And now we're overlapping. Yeah, we have like 4, 5, 6 projects going at any given time.
Is there any one that you're excited about that you can?
Screwball.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
God, you're good.
Doc NYC.
Yeah.
.net.
What do you think about the El Chapo trial?
Oh, I think I wanted to go while I was in town. Yeah. Do you know anybody can get me tickets? How do I
El Chapo's on
talk to the
trial right now?
concierge?
Oh, he's in Brooklyn, yeah.
What do you do with
They
yourself,
just,
Bert?
they just seated a jury
Fucking
yesterday.
Sirius XM.
And a woman cried. A woman cried when she was selected, and the judge won't let her off. Well, then how about you provide her 24-hour security forever?
Yeah.
I would never want that person on the jury. If she's crying,
One of the jurors was crying when they were selected.
I heard.
if you're
And
the
it-
defense, that's a fucking great thing for you. El Chapo should just glare at her the whole time, and she's fucking not guilty.
They had to send one home, Bert. They're selecting a jury right now.
Oh, how do I not get on that?
Obvious. You want to be on the El Chapo
Yo
jury?
soy la máquina, El Chapo.
You don't get to be friends with him.
No, exactly.
Like what?
Yeah.
His jury.
You do when you say he's innocent.
One prospective juror actually wanted his autograph.
Yes.
He was dismissed. That guy was dismissed.
Bro,
was,
I would
unfortunately.
definitely say not guilty.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
They behead people, and the government can't protect you.
It is a secret jury, though.
Hi,
There's
my
no-
name's Bert, not guilty Kreischer.
Right.
Secret jury, fucking. They say they send somebody to some bailiff's house for $100,000. Give us those names,
They don't have that kind of money, do they?
dude. They're drug dealers,
Come on.
dude. They're purveyors of poison. Yeah, man. That's what would scare me is that they could give $250,000 to somebody for the names of the jury. Of course they can get you.
Dude.
Of course they.
Yeah,
can.
they could get there.
Not
It's petrifying.
guilty.
I don't
Petrifying.
blame that woman. I'd cry too.
No, I
Yeah.
would try to, and openly, I would just blow kisses at him. I'd smile at him.
Get an El
I'd
Chapo
boo-
T-shirt.
I would literally, they'd have to sit me down. You cannot boo the prosecutor. I didn't. We heard you. You're going, boo.
While he's
Mr.
making his
Norton,
opening
please
statement.
stop shaking your head no.
I feel
Bullshit.
like the best way.
Bullshit.
The best way to get off that jury would be to wear your FBI shirt. Jim.
Female body
I
inspectors,
think
yeah.
that would get you right off the jury.
Chapo! Like, thumbs up him.
As he walks into court, Jim gives him a standing O.
There he is. There he is. Another victim of the government conspiracy. Sit
Mr.
down, sir.
Innocent, El Inocente.
Yeah. Fair trial coming up. Go ahead, Judge. Let's get this fiasco over with.
Your Honor, a question from the jury box. Is there anything less guilty than not guilty?
Yeah.
Because that's the guy.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor, I confess. I am the one who had those hands and tongues and heads cut off. This man had nothing to do with it. He was just wearing a terrible blue shirt while Sean Penn fucked the woman he likes.
And speaking of that, Your Honor, fuck Sean Penn.
Absolutely. I mean, it's crazy. I would never vote
No.
guilty. Mob guys are one thing. This is a different level of barbarism. It's crazy to think that I would. I mean, they kill people terribly.
Does the drug community like you because of Cocaine Cowboys and all that?
It's weird how, we made this movie, Cocaine Cowboys, about this crazy time in Miami history, and it's become sort of this part of like pop culture and the historical discussion. And now it's just like, I don't know, we seem to have made like folk heroes
Yeah.
of a bunch of the guys in the movie and the woman in the movie, and it's a little surreal. For me, but yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of people. I remember we knew we made it when there was a few years after the movie came out. There was a drug bust. I think it was in Brooklyn, actually, and big organization. They tore up and they busted one of the stash houses, and in the DVD player was a bootleg of Cocaine Cowboys that these guys were sitting and watching, and it sort of took on that Scarface sort of mantle of like this Horatio Alger story, the American dream by any means necessary thing.
Isn't that amazing that like it all goes wrong? Like every movie, like it all in the end,
Always.
it all goes wrong, but they ignore that part.
Right.
Just the beginning part is great. Like look we're living like this. They don't. The ignoring part is they're telling us exactly why we shouldn't do this.
No, yeah, but some comics watch Chris Farley and John Belushi and go, yeah, but not me.
Right. Those guys are super successful.
Yeah. And not me.
Not me.
It's the same thing with athletes. I mean, they think they're going to play forever. The average NFL career is like
Right.
3.3 years. We did a documentary called Broke about athletes going
Right.
broke. from
Yeah, I saw
ESPN.
that. Yeah.
And you meet these guys, they have like this Superman syndrome that like, no, man, I'm going to play in the NFL for 20 years. Like, how? That's not physically
Doesn't make sense.
possible. Yeah.
Or like if
And they
you're
spend
Alex,
money like they're going to keep getting big contracts. It's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
if you're Alex Rodriguez and you're like, I'm just going to do a ton of steroids, and what does anybody need to do? Make a movie about it and it totally expose me? No.
What are the odds
I
of
bet
that?
they use children actors too.
I mean, the irony is so thick you could cut it with a knife.
No, it's not.
Did I use that wrong?
Alex didn't
Oh.
actually say that stuff that Bert and me just
Oh, I was
said.
just saying
Yeah,
that that's
no.
something he probably thought.
No.
Oh, all right.
Why
I
would he
just-
be that specific?
I don't know.
Hey.
I don't know.
What?
I was just quoting. In the Line of Fire.
I guess, but it's just an inappropriate time to quote that film. Didn't correlate.
Is there ever an appropriate time to quote In the Line of Fire?
Not
Sure,
that I
Renee
get-
Russo
that's-
pulling off her Secret Service clothes and fucking Clint Eastwood. Hot stuff.
Not a fan. Huh?
I love John Malkovich in that.
Right, but
Clint Eastwood playing the piano. Yuck. Fucking dog shit personality traits like tinnitus in a car ride movie.
I'm still obsessed with the Al Chapo juries.
Oh my
Like,
God.
just
yeah.
the idea that there would be a guy going, they go, you don't know who Al Chapo is at all? And he's like, no, should I? And they're like, we'll keep this one.
Yeah.
no, I don't.
I don't know how they found them, but they seated them yesterday, I think,
Yeah.
right? It's official, and they had their alternates, and
What are their names?
Believe me, Joaquin will find out.
Oh yes, he will, and his brothers will find out too.
Oh, come on.
Ay, Dios
That
mío.
job.
They have
Yeah.
too much fucking money.
Yep.
Too much money.
And it's going to go on for 3 or 4 months, this trial. What the hell, these people and their jobs and their work, like, what are you going to do for 3 or 4 months?
Yeah, somebody didn't show up for work for 3 months and they're not pregnant. Like, oh yeah, Chapo jury. That's who that guy is.
That's it.
Come on.
It's in Brooklyn, right?
Note
Yeah.
to self to show up for tonight's show.
The woman who cried, she said she works for some media organization, and she said,
easy.
well, it's already came out, and she said that people at work know or suspect where she's been during the jury selection
Oh,
process.
fuck.
That's why she was trying. That's why she was
Think
crying.
Of every asshole's like, fuck, got jury duty this week.
They all said it. They all told all their friends.
Told all their friends.
Yeah.
I can't go to work. I got fucking jury
I got
duty.
called in on fucking jury duty.
Hey, where's Bert today? He's got jury duty.
Oh my God.
okay.
Chapo. Oh my God. I thought it was a hat scandal.
At the federal courthouse?
El Chapo.
Well, look,
Hold on a
Screwball
second.
is screening.